Before you hear this story, I need you to do one thing. Don't click away, not yet, because what you're about to hear is a story that almost vanished forever. A story the world buried under silence. A story even leaders never spoke about. A story that deserved to be told decades ago. This is the forgotten tale of Jefferson Wiggins, a World War II soldier whose courage shaped the fate of men who lived because he refused to die. Stay till the end, because if you leave now, you'll miss the part that proves why remembering him matters. Jefferson Wiggins was not born into privilege. He wasn't the son of a senator, or a general, or a wealthy businessman. He grew up in Ashford, Alabama, in a wooden house that creaked when the wind blew. His childhood was filled with the sounds of fields, distant trains, and radio static. He was quiet. He rarely spoke, unless necessary. But everyone knew one thing about him. He never gave up. When the draft notice arrived in 1943, he didn't hesitate. He folded the paper, placed it in his jacket, and told his mother, "Don't worry, I'll do my duty." He wasn't searching for glory. He wasn't trying to become a hero. He simply believed that when the world was burning, a man had to stand for something. What he didn't know was that the war would shape him into someone unforgettable. Someone history failed to honor. Before we go deeper, don't leave. Jefferson's real test hasn't even started yet. Everything you are hearing now is only the foundation. What he does later is the moment that should have rewritten the history books. Training camp at Fort McClellan was a nightmare. Freezing nights, impossible drills, mud so thick it swallowed boots whole. Not a single man escaped without bruises. Some recruits cried, some broke bones, some simply walked out and never returned. But Jefferson, he never took a step back. If he fell, he got up. If he couldn't breathe, he kept moving. If he was pushed beyond his limit, he pushed back harder. One instructor wrote in his notes, "Wiggins, unshakable, silent, reliable, a backbone when others bend." He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but he had a kind of endurance that couldn't be taught. Will that refuse to snap? And when the time came to ship out to Europe, he stepped onto the transport ship without saying goodbye to his old life. He was no longer a farm boy. He was a soldier, walking into the storm. The forests of northern France did not welcome the American soldiers. Every direction smelled of gunpowder. Every hill hid danger. Every shadow felt like the end. Jefferson's unit, the 92nd Infantry Division, was ordered to secure a supply route, a path that looked empty, a path that had to stay open, a path surrounded by silence that felt too unnatural. Then it happened. A sudden burst of machine gun fire tore through the trees. Mortar exploded. Men dove for cover. Screams filled the air. The attack was brutal, fast, and perfectly planned. Chaos swallowed the forest. Some soldiers froze, some panicked, some dropped their rifles. But Jefferson didn't run. He didn't hide. He charged forward. Bullets ripped through branches above him as he crawled to an injured soldier, gasping for air. Jefferson threw the man over his shoulder and dragged him behind a fallen log. Then he went back, again and again. By the end of the firefight, he had pulled 5 wounded soldiers to safety, including his own sergeant. His hands were trembling. His uniform was shredded. His back was bleeding from shrapnel. But when someone asked him why he risked his life, he simply said, "They would have done the same for me." But the world never heard about it. No headlines, no citations, not even a line in a military report that anyone bothered to read. Don't click away. This was only the beginning. Jefferson's true moment, the event that should have made him a national hero, was waiting on a frozen December night. December 1944, a winter so cold, even breath felt like shards of ice. Jefferson's platoon received a message. Hold the line. No retreat. No surrender. No backup. It sounded simple on paper. It was anything but. At midnight, the enemy attacked with a force that shook the earth. Machine guns rattled. Explosions ripped open the night sky. Snow turned black with soot. The air vibrated with terror. Men scrambled for cover. Orders were lost to the wind. The line was seconds away from collapsing. Then, the radio operator was killed. Without communications, the entire position was doomed. Jefferson didn't think. He moved. He crawled through mud, ice, and fire to reach the broken radio wire. Bullets snapped inches above his head. Mortar fragments sliced into the ground beside him. But he kept crawling, gripping the frozen soil until his fingers bled. He repaired the wire under fire, restored communication, and saved the entire defensive line from being overrun. But he wasn't done. When ammo ran out, Jefferson sprinted across open ground, not once, but twice, carrying heavy ammunition crates on his shoulders while gunfire chased him. When a machine gun nest was overrun, he took the gun himself. He held that position for nearly 10 minutes, completely alone, until reinforcements arrived. By dawn, the enemy retreated, the line held, and dozens of men lived because Jefferson refused to fall. But when medals were handed out, when promotions were printed, when speeches mentioned bravery, his name was missing, not forgotten, erased. The war ended in 1945. America celebrated. Parades filled the streets. Names of heroes echoed across cities. But when Jefferson returned home, no ceremony waited for him. No officer recognized him. No politician spoke his name. He simply stepped off a train and walked back into the same small town he had left behind. He worked odd jobs. He kept to himself. Sometimes people asked him if he ever went to war. He always answered, "I did what every man did, nothing more." Inside, he carried scars no one could see. Memories of men he saved, and men he couldn't. Years passed. Decades passed. His story drifted further away from the world that should have honored it. Near the end of his life, a young historian researching forgotten WWII units uncovered fragments of reports, scribbled field notes, missing radio logs, and eyewitness accounts that mentioned a quiet soldier named Wiggins. He tracked Jefferson down, an old man now, hair gray, hands trembling, but eyes still steady. The historian told him, "You saved more men than any medal could ever represent." For a moment, Jefferson didn't speak. His eyes softened, not with pride, but relief. For the first time in his life, someone finally knew the truth. Jefferson Wiggins passed away quietly in his sleep. No grand funeral, no flag-draped coffin, no documentary crew waiting outside his home. Just silence. The same silence that followed him after the war. The same silence that tried to erase him. But silence is fragile, and stories, once spoken, never die. Epilogue. Why this story matters. This video exists for one reason. So the world finally remembers the name, Jefferson Wiggins. A soldier who carried more courage than medals. A man who fought for others, but was never honored. A hero almost erased by time and power. But now, because you listened, because you stayed till the end, his story lives again, and Jefferson Wiggins will never be forgotten.